welcome to Assembly Line 2. This is kind of a bare bones factory building game that we're going to check out. We're going to hop into a new game here. We're going to skip the tutorial and start. This is our factory building floor. We will be able to expand it as we go, but the main goal is to tier 1 up here. We want to build this AI robot. It will cost us $1 billion to unlock that, so we will have to work our way up to it. Let's start with a basic factory here. This is a starter. It is basically how we obtain all materials in the game. We can put it down here, click on it, and we have gold, diamond, iron, copper, and aluminum. It creates them all at the same rate. They basically all sell for the same price, $80. So we are producing copper right now for 80. If we sell it, we'll get 80 bucks for it. So let's grab a seller. This is where we can sell our stuff. It costs $2,000. And then we can put a belt down, and that's it. We're basically selling copper for 80 bucks. So our money is in the bottom left corner here, 1.9K we have, so almost $2,000. We might as well build a second starter and put this down over here. And we'll select copper as that as well. That'll get us selling 2 coppers, and we'll put a third one down as soon as we can afford it, which is now. So there you go, we have 3 things selling copper, about $240 every 5 seconds. If we select the build menu in this bottom right corner here, we have an unlock button. It's kind of tiny and hidden. If we click on it there, we can unlock some new stuff. We have 3 items unlocked. We can check out the wire maker. The wire maker costs $500 to unlock, so let's go ahead and unlock that. And that will basically build wires out of materials that you provide. So we can, let's go ahead and move this down. Controls are a little clunky in this game, so bear with me. But now we can put down a wire maker. And now it is making it, you can see it takes 5 seconds to make copper wire. It'll basically make any kind of material wire. So if you put diamond in there, it'll make diamond wire. So copper wire is earning us $24 per second. 2 copper wires. We have 2 copper wire producers going. They are earning 32, so that's only 16 per second. So we're earning $8 more per second for the copper wire. Okay, so we're just building basic materials right now. Let's check out the the building blueprints. Blueprints, we have these basic items that we can unlock. This is the goal, the AI robot at the bottom here is what we want to create. But we need to start at the top here where we can unlock circuits. They sell for $644, so that's much better than the 80 bucks that we're selling for copper. So let's go ahead and unlock that. It costs $1,900 basically to unlock. It's almost $2,000. That unlocks a whole bunch of stuff in the tech tree here, but we're going to focus on circuits. So circuits are made in, did it say where they're made? Circuits are made in a crafter, so we're going to have to unlock the crafter. Let's go back to the unlock menu down here. And here is the crafter here. It'll take $1,500 to unlock it. That unlocks the crafter, and we can now go ahead and build a crafter. Just put one down there. Click on it, and you can set a recipe. Click on the output button here. All we have available is circuits for 644 bucks. So it requires 1 copper wire and 2 gold. So we can grab one of these over here. Let's grab that there. Let's copy this. You can hit C to copy. So that is making 1 copper wire. Now we need 2 gold into it. So let's go ahead and grab a conveyor belt. Stick that there. Then we need 2 more starters. We have a limit of 10 starters. We've already used 3. And we need gold for here, and this one is gold as well. So that's producing 1 gold each. Each one is producing 1 gold every 5 seconds. So it'll be 2 gold every 5 seconds and 1 wire every 5 seconds. So now we just need to put a conveyor belt down to the bottom. and we are selling our first circuit. 180 bucks a second. We'll see how that evens out here. $128 a second, which makes sense. We're making one every 5 seconds, and they sell for 644 bucks. So that's good there. We can check on the missions panel here. This is how we can unlock new starters. So this is our build limit right now is 10 starters. We can unlock more starters by selling 500 circuits or crafting 1,000 circuits. And we have all these missions we can complete to unlock more starters. Build button. Go to the unlock button. We can click on starter here, and we have ways for $10,000 we can add another starter. Let's go ahead and do that. So now we have 11 starters that we can work with. Starters are very important because that's the only way to get material to the factory. Let's see if we can make this a little bit nicer. Move this down to here for now. Put a circuit going in there. Let's grab this here. Copy this over to here. 2 starters. So that looks much nicer. Let's do a couple more of these to get some money coming in. Okay, I'm gonna let this run a little bit in between building things. That way I can save up some money so I can not be waiting on money forever. So next up we are going to, let's actually go ahead and expand the starter a little bit. So we have a limit of 11 right now. Now we have 12. That'll give us 13. Let's go for 14. And then we can go to the blueprints and let's unlock the fan. It sells for $6,400 bucks. Much better than the $644 that we have down here. So let's go ahead and unlock that for $100,000. Ouch. In order to build the fan, we need a, right here it says Mach 2 crafter, so we're gonna have to go back to the build menu, go to the unlocks, and a craft 2 costs 50k. We have money, let's go ahead and unlock that. There's a level 2 crafter. Now we can put down the level 2 crafter, and that sells for $6,400 the fan. So we're going to do this at half speed right now. So we're going to do 1 circuit, 2 diamond gears, and 3 aluminum. So again, we have to go back to the unlock menu because we need the gears. Here is the gear button. It is called the cutter. It produces gears out of the same material that you provide to it. So now we can build a gear maker, and we are going to need 2 of these. Those down, so it means we'll need 2 starters. Let's go ahead and delete this. Move this over to here. And copy this and put it . Alright, so we need diamond gears for this, so we can select diamonds out of this. That will make a diamond gear every 5 seconds. And then we needed, we're doing this half speed, so 3 aluminum. So we'll need 3 more starters. We are at our limit of starters now. Change this to aluminum. And we can click on this and we can see it has an inventory. It's been storing up stuff. As far as I can tell, there's nothing you can do with this inventory. It's just stuck there. But it basically shows you what you have too much of. We are now making our first fan. And that should go to the seller. There it goes there. Let's check productions. There we go, fans making almost 1,000 per second now compared to circuits we're at 257 per second. So good stuff. Okay, next up we will look at expanding the speed of our starters. We can have this is the limit of how many we're allowed to have. This is how fast it goes right now. It does one every 5 seconds. If we click the starter upgrade button here, this is one every 4 seconds. Now we have one every 3 seconds, and we can upgrade this, looks like 8 times. We'll leave it at that. We're also going to unlock the splitter while we're here. That'll cost me 30,000 to unlock it, but now we can split the materials. And I'm not going to worry too much about making ratios exactly right now, because we're going to constantly be changing the speed right now. But once we get further along, we will make sure the ratios are good. But now we can click on the starter here, and we can click this a whole bunch of times, and that takes it down to 3 per second, or 1 every 3 seconds instead of 1 every 5 seconds. So that's why we want the splitter, because now we're going to take this, move it over to here. We can grab our new item, the splitter here. That will split this, and this we can take this and move it over. And copy it up. So this is producing 1 every 3 seconds, so 2 every 6 seconds. This needs 1 every 5 seconds, so it's not quite right. It's going to be stalling out a little bit. As you can see there on the line, on the progress bar, it stalls out when it hits 5, because we are providing 1 every 6 seconds instead of 1 every 5 seconds. But it's better to do it this way, that way we can make twice the amount of fans. So we will grab another conveyor belt. Okay, so I got all this split up. Basically every starter is split in 2, and it goes into here. They're not producing at full speed, but that'll be fixed soon enough. We're going to increase the speed right now, actually. So unlock this. Let's go up to 1 per second. So we spent a lot of money there, but I had to take a phone call, so I stockpiled some money while I was on the phone. So that's pretty nice. So now we have this coming up. We can increase these down to, we'll just get into the maximum, I guess. But that'll get everything producing at, basically, this thing will be producing at full speed then. So I'll fix these in a minute. But the next step, we're going to expand the map a little bit. This is 20K. Let's go ahead and buy that one. Let's buy this one, and let's buy this one. That gives us some nice room to work with. Completed some missions. We can check the circuits. We've sold 1,500. We only needed 500, so that'll unlock an extra starter for us. Next up, we need 5,000, and we've crafted over 1,000, so we get a free starter for that. The other thing we're making is fans right now, but fans we're very close to selling 200, so that'll be done relatively shortly. Next up would be, my goal is to do basically try to get up to this tier on each one of them before we move down further, because this is worth more money than this is. So if we can be producing these, we'll have enough money to work on these up here then, because these don't cost much to unlock. But we're going to work on this little bunch right here. So next up is the power supply. Requires 100,000 to unlock it, well 78,000, and it requires these 3 items: aluminum liquid, which is made in a furnace, diamonds, and circuits. Go ahead and unlock that. So in order to build the next item, which is, take a look at it here, this is the power supply here. We have fans, we need power supplies now, but we're going to need a whole bunch of starters to supply the production line for this, and we only have 2 free right now. So since we've increased the speed of these things to 1 per second now, this can supply up to 5 of these guys, these 5 cutters. So let's go ahead and rework this a little bit. Let's delete this. Let's just delete it so we can redo it. I think we get our money back when we delete it. So we can move this over here. And we basically need to copy this and split it again. And split this down here, so that'll be the 4 that we need. It can actually supply 5, but we only need 4 right now. So we were making gears. So that'll be good there, and then we can just move this back in place. Let's just delete this. And let's see, this needs 6 every 5 seconds, so 2 of these is plenty. This is producing 5 per second, so this one only needs to do 1 every 5 seconds, but we'll just have extra for now. Power supply next, so we need a circuit setup. We need 1 circuit setup, 6 diamonds, and 6 aluminum liquids. So let's start with the aluminum liquids. Let's do a starter. We need to do a splitter setup just like we did over here. So that's 4. Unfortunately, there's no way to split it 5 ways. Actually, I think we have a 3-way splitter we could do. Let's see what else we have to unlock. We have, this is only 30K. Let's go ahead and unlock the 3-way splitter. Costs 70K. We're going to need the furnace to melt the stuff, so that's only 5K. And we might as well lock the splitter right and splitter left so that we have it. Before we get too far on this, we might as well take these down here and double them up, because now they're producing, these are original ones that are producing 1 every 5 seconds. If we move this down to 1 per second, we can create a whole bunch of circuits. So we might as well create a whole bunch of circuits while we're working on this stuff, so that we have this building up for the missions that we're trying to. All right, I freed up a couple starters by doing that. We'll go over this in a second, but we're actually going to do something extremely similar over here, so we might as well just show you it over here. So this is going to be aluminum, and we need a liquid aluminum for this, which just means we need to put it in a furnace. So we will build a furnace. This is just being split here and then being split again here, so we're splitting it 4 different ways. And we will, I think, just do this. Let's make sure this is set to the right amount. So that is making 1 every 5 seconds. So we're not going to be quite enough to do, this needs 6 every 5 seconds, but it'll be good enough for now. Then we need 6 diamonds. Diamonds are going to be something extremely similar. Put that up there. Delete the furnaces and change this to diamonds. So that is 4 diamonds. And then what else do we need? We need a circuit setup. So we'll actually just take one of these circuits over here. This is producing every 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and just basically take this one here and we'll bring it over to the got one backwards there. So that is producing 1 every 5 seconds, and then we can bring that into this setup here. Here, have some conveyor belts. Alright, so that is, and then we can just grab these, bring these up to here, and then we can run these in. That is. And then we can build the conveyor belt back here. So this was quite silly. I was thinking I had to process the diamond. You don't have to process it, so we can actually just delete all of this. And just move this guy into place. So that's much simpler. We do need to work on this a little bit to get this up to This is the only part that's holding us up. We're doing 4 every 5 seconds, where we need to get 6 every 5 seconds. So let's work on this a little bit, see if we can get this functioning at full speed all the time. Let's try deleting this. I don't know if this is going to work. I'd have to do the calculation on it. But we put a 3-way splitter in here. And then we can just grab another one of these furnaces up here. Actually, we should do it like this. And grab a splitter. This at most will get us 5 per second, because that is all that is outputting. So we should actually put another starter up here to supply these enough, but maybe we'll increase the speed. Let's look at increasing the speed real quick. Costs 3 million. We do not have 3 million to increase the speed, so we're not going to spend all our money on that. We're going to hold off on that for a minute. We can grab the blueprints now and work on the third ingredient to the computer, which is the processor. Costs us 90,000 to unlock it. We have almost 4 million. Going to unlock that. That requires 2 circuits, 4 gold liquid, and 4 diamond wires. So diamond wires, we can do something similar to this setup right here. Actually, let's go ahead and delete this stuff right here. There's no sense selling circuits right now. This requires 2 every 5 seconds, which is what is being produced right here. So that works good out there. These don't sell for much, and the mission isn't really important. We can actually grab the mission here. We have sold enough fans to redeem a starter, and we're only 25 away from getting another starter on this one. We now have 9 starters free, so that's pretty awesome. So let's work on the next crafter, which is the processor. Sells for $6,000 as well. Needs 2 circuit boards, so we might as well just make another circuit board setup just like this. This takes 3 starters right here, and right here, and makes 4 circuits out of it. So that way we'll have some extra circuits to sell, and we will take 2 of them for this. It also needs 4 gold liquid, so we can just copy this setup right here. This is gold. Let's just delete this one. Delete this one. And put a just 2-way splitter in here. That'll get us 4 evenly. It's going to oversupply the furnaces, but we only need 4 for this build anyway. 4 gold liquid. We need 4 diamond wire, so basically the same setup. We need these to be wire producers. And this needs to be, what was it, diamond? Yeah, diamond. So that is diamond wire being produced. So let's come down here and copy this. That is 4 circuits being made. Let's go ahead and rotate this. That like that. Put a conveyor belt down the middle. I'll clean this up in between episodes, but I just want to get it show so you can see it. Then we can grab this. Let's see, this needs to come down to here. And we can grab a conveyor belt, and this should actually be done. So that is 4 gold, 4 diamond wire, and 2 circuits. Then we can actually just grab these circuits here. and take them over to the line. Might as well sell them while we're sitting around. So that is all the ingredients for computers actually. There's fans, processors. Let's see if we can unlock it real quick. That is on the blueprints. Costs $617,000 to unlock it. We have 4.5 million, and they sell for 44,000. So each one of these sells for 6,000, so roughly 18,000 for these three. Whereas if we combine them into a computer, it just takes one of each. You can see down here. So instead of 18,000, we'll get 44,000. So that is pretty awesome. So we'll have to do a little rearranging because we want to make sure that the right materials go to the right one. I think we can unlock a selector, like a filter splitter. What is this one here? Selector left. Separates a designated resource from the rest, moving it to the left. So let's go ahead and unlock that. 100K and that 100K. We probably didn't even need those filters, but we'll need them in the future. Let's delete this. Build this down to here. And we can grab these up here. Drag these down to the fan. I'll take these off the line. We're going to need to move these two items over to here. And that way we can delete this. I don't know if we should leave these selling because let's see how close we are to the missions on these. Maybe we should let those sell a little bit before we turn them into computers so we can get the rewards. Let's go ahead and do that. This one we've already gotten. Fan we've already gotten. But we need the processor, so let's actually leave these selling for a little bit. Come close to, there we go, 200. We've sold 200 of the processors right here. So we can redeem that. We're not going to wait for the 2,000 right now. We are going to go ahead and delete it right here. We'll have to delete this as well. And then put in a crafter. We should be able to make computers now. So that'll make us a lot more money. We have a fan, a power supply, and a processor coming in here. So we should be making one of those every 5 seconds. This is actually not producing. The power supplies are right here are not producing enough fast enough, so we'll work on that maybe next episode or in between episodes. I'll make sure it's producing at one every 5 seconds. Right now it's one every 6 seconds. And we just need to move this around. Computers will make us a lot more money. And there's one more thing I want to do before we end this episode. We can take a look at this real quick. I think there's actually a way to consolidate this. We can delete this. We have unlocked a splitter that does the off to the side. So we can put that there, and then we can put this right here. And that'll, as you can see, it cuts off 2 spaces from it. So we can delete this one, this one, this one, this one. And put down. So I'll go through and do that for all of them. That'll just consolidate a little bit nicer so it takes up a little less room. Looks a little neater as well. We could do that up here as well as probably down here. So that's going to do it for this episode. We got computers up and running, one every 5 seconds roughly. We'll work on going to the next product on the next episode. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.